Here.
Yeah, I passed your press. What is this now? Very strange. All the music is shifting. So, our moderator, please pick it up, and we're gonna get you there. Our moderator, if you can just
Yes,
pick it
please.
up. Please.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, listeners. My name is Regina Mkondola in Belgium. Welcome to the UPND Europe chapter live streaming. Today, our topic is commodities, prices, and trends of what is happening in Zambia. I have with me guests from Philadelphia, from Switzerland, and from Germany. So welcome on board. Chair, anything to say to add on to the introductory remarks?
No, this is a very wonderful time that we can be here together and talk about what is happening in the world. One of the concerns of everyone, it is the way prices of commodities have accelerated going up. And some people, they want to blame it on a few individuals, especially the leaderships of different nations. They want to throw it, saying that they're not doing much. Why should this and that be expensive? But let's just try to be fair on ourselves. This is a world trend. Anywhere where you are, things are not the same. They are the way they were before Corona. Things have really gone up. So let's be considerate. What is important is to come together and look for solutions, how we can stop the trend going up, and also to make sure that food is available. Those are the two things actually which we need to. Back to you, moderator.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And it's true, this is the trend. This is the trend for now. When something like this starts happening, people will throw stones, and they are forgetting that there's also a phase of this thing to happen. Vice, any words from you?
Yes, actually, I concur with both of you that prices of commodities have really increased since the time of Corona. We that are in the diaspora are also feeling that same pinch. It has not spared any nation. I think that everyone around the world has the same concerns. Have to come together. I think what is now important is for us to come together and find ways and means of how we can cushion ourselves in this prevailing atmosphere, because I don't think that the prices are going to go down anytime soon. Maybe when the currencies start appreciating, but even then, I think the trend in the world has been that the prices of commodities are ever increasing. They rarely go down. So the issue that we should be thinking about is how we can cushion ourselves in these hard times. So thank you, moderator. Please, I have I can ask those that are following us, I don't know where you are watching us from, please share the video, invite friends, follow us on Facebook, and let's interact. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vice. Philadelphia, are you there? Okay, we'll wait for him to come. Maybe there's a problem there. But you know what? It has been a great week. The kwacha is
Yeah.
gaming. Millimil
Yeah.
shortages are under control.
Yeah.
NAPSA,
Oh.
NAPSA.
Oh.
What a way of starting the week. So
Exactly.
I think this is the real championship league stuff.
Yes. Let's give credit where it is due. Really.
Exactly. So despite the things that are going, that are all, of course, rattling the ship of most citizens, and you know, as Zambians, gamwatwikatira kubwali tulazanda, you know.
Sana. It is
So
an
gamwaikata kubunga then ishmwatwikata kumutwe. So thank God that is under control, and I am sure by next week it will be a different story. It will be a story of the past. But what are the lessons that can be learned from this shortage? Where could the problem be? What caused this? Anybody? Linda, welcome.
Is he muted?
Linda?
Yeah, meanwhile, as you have asked, let me just play you a video. Maybe it can take us from there.
Okay.
Because of what you have asked.
Thank you, Chair.
The National Biosafety Authority has swung into action by confiscating genetically modified meal, which is illegally on the market. An operation conducted in Lusaka's Bowling compound has seen the seizure of 19.5 bags of super meal. The meal, which is being sold at 148 kwacha per 25 kilogram bag, was illegally imported from South Africa, and the authority is worried about the safety of this commodity, as it was not cleared by their office to be placed on the market. An officer from National Biosafety Authority was given a lead by the owner of the shop via the telephone conversation the person supplying this meal, which is not certified to be on the Zambian market.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No, you keep on breaking.
According to the shopkeeper, out of the 50 bags of meal which was supplied to them, 30 have so far been sold. National Biosafety Authority Communications Officer Sandra.
The internet is busy signing in people.
So if our moderator can pick it up from there, please.
Yeah, I was asking if all of you can hear me.
Yes, we are getting you.
Oh,
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, Linda, I pass the floor to you. I would ask anyone who's not speaking to mute themselves so that we can hear each other clearly. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, Linda.
Good evening, everybody.
My question was, sorry?
Go ahead.
Yeah, my question was that what could have led to the shortages of meal? What is the problem, or what was the problem?
According to the videos I've seen online, it's like the same people who are complaining, they're the same people who are getting that meal, sending it into the neighboring countries, and then they're at the forefront of complaining. Because there was one guy who said, all these MAPF, we are enemies of ourselves. That's what he was talking.
Okay. Oh, too bad the line is so bad.
I don't know what is with the internet because it's busy signing in and out, everyone.
Yeah. Hello.
So for me, I could
Lache.
say the same people on PF, they're the ones sending the mill outside so that they paint the government to be bad. That's my take.
Okay, well, thank you, Linda. How about the fertilizer? How was it distributed? Could that have made any difference, or is it just that I really do not understand where the PF comes in, to be honest, because I was thinking, okay, you know what, we have never had a shortage of mealie meal. And we are heading the Ministry of Agriculture. And I think the Minister of Agriculture should have done a due diligence to find out how the year will look, because this is the first time we are having these shortages, and thankfully they are short-lived. They are not something. It's not something that we are going to be enduring or encountering month in, month out. It's something that was just a glitch, for lack of a better term, that we ran into these problems. Is there a way the Ministry of Agriculture could have done a due diligence to see where we are at the time, and at the time of selling or giving the mealie meal to Congo, and where else are we giving, or Kenya? Could it have been that we had overestimated how much we could have kept for ourselves? Instead, we gave our ration to the neighboring countries. Could that have been the problem?
Maybe I come in there, better, to put things straight. There are no shortages of meal in Zambia. That is just what is on the media. The reality on the ground is different. The only thing is that Zambians, we are not going to look at any particular grouping, but Zambians in general, they are the ones who are causing this because of the prices of maize in the southern region. Zambia has the lowest of meal prices, such that if I buy a bag at 250 and I'm taking it to Congo, I'll sell it to close to 1,000 kwacha. So many people, and they hate this, and that's also is very important. When you are in leadership, some pronouncement, they should not just come anyhow from your mouth. So when you say, okay, we are exporting, so it is like you have allowed those who are doing something illegal to take advantage of the situation. The problem we have is not the shortage of meal, but it is the smuggling that is happening right now. That is where the problem is, and it is affecting areas like Copperbelt, like Northwestern Province, part of Eastern Province, and Northern Province, because these are the border areas. If you see people carrying meal, bags of meals in cars, where the engine is, someone is putting at least one bag, two bags to take them across, because it's gonna make some money. So we don't have really crisis to say we have shortages of meal. Meal is there. After all, the government offloaded through the RFA a lot of maize to millers. It is just a created situation which wants the government of the day to look bad. I don't know why we are doing like that, and we participate, and then at the end of the day, we are the very people again who are complaining. Me, I will not single out a particular grouping of people. It is a Zambian problem, and it happens time and again. that especially during this rain season from January up to around April, we experience this, that there is a bit of a shortage of meal because of before the harvest. I don't know why, but it has been like this. It's not even the first time. So that's what I can say for now, moderator.
Okay, thank you very much. I totally agree with you as well. I think we are our own enemies, and the other thing that we are doing is, of course, like the vice chair said, that things are expensive all over the place. Here we are also, you can see strikes. I don't know about where you are, but in Belgium, the national strikes is about the cost of living nowadays, and things have become expensive. So like you rightly put it, by chair, it's because if I can buy for 250 and go and get 1,000 euros, 1,000 kwacha for a bag, obviously, this is a cosmetic shortage. If we are alert, I think the people will not be smuggling to go and sell. But I think we still we are okay. It was a disruption for I think it didn't even last 2 weeks, did it? Hello?
Not really. It was not for a long time.
Yeah.
And the government is still working out modalities, because the way it was reported, it is like the whole nation, people, they have no food in their homes. It looked very bad. And we should not forget, one thing also, that we are human beings, and in times of need, we should not be selfish. We have neighboring countries, and Zambia, we depend also on our neighbors, for example, to import things from outside the nation. So we should not forget that there was this floods that happened, like in Mozambique, Tanzania, all the way Malawi, and all these countries. So all what they had planted, you can think about it. This is almost harvest time. It is gone. So there are going to be those crises, and we cannot sit and say, oh, we shall be eating when our neighbors are not eating. We have to medicate somehow to make sure that, because we have abundance, it's not true that there is really shortages. No, we have just to make sure that we try to, what is the right way to use,
to manage, maybe.
To manage, yes, to manage things. We know how much, for example, people in Malawi, they will need, how we can support them. We know we can maybe not give them 100%, but at least from what we have, we share, because this crisis will be over, and tomorrow, again, something will happen, maybe to affect us, and people will not help us. So we just have to be very considerate and be careful how we handle situations which are like worldwide crisis.
Yeah, that's very true. Vice, you want to come in?
Yes. I concur with both of you. Oh my God, Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. So I was saying, I concur with both of you. I have feedback. I can literally hear the echo, and it is so.
Yeah, maybe you've got two gadgets that are on.
Not really. Anyway.
Much better.
The echo, I can literally, it's like I'm speaking.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear it a little bit too.
Oh,
but please go ahead.
Yes, I was saying, I concur with both of you. I think that the shortage of milling is really artificial. FRA releases a certain quantity of grain to the millers every month, yeah. And when that is done, Then the millers, you know, they supply the different shops. So what is happening is with our people, like the chair said, is that everyone wants to make a quick buck. And those that are in border areas are the ones that are buying in bulk. And you know the rule of demand and supply. This then creates a situation where people think they don't have enough and they start buying and stocking. And this is what is causing this artificial shortage. That is very right what the chair said, that we have neighboring countries that have had crises with floods. So those countries are in need and not us, you know. If only our people could take really responsibility and if one of us could buy just for themselves and not for them to go and sell, because when you look at these people that are really going to sell, with one bag on the bag to go and sell in Congo, you know. So the artificial, the shortage is not really there per se. That's why the Minister of Agriculture is on record in Parliament emphasizing that there is no shortage of mini meal and that the exporting of maize is not going to be stopped because we have enough stock, you know. Thank you.
Yeah, that's very true. You know, it's these people who want to make quick money that are going to create these artificial shortages. And I think our police or those people who stand, I think it's the police who make those roadblocks along border towns. Like if you're from Mufulera to go to Mokambo, if you're in Indola or Kasumbalesa, you know, those borders, those are the places where the mili meal is being struggled. But I'm glad, I think all of you might have seen an emergency meeting with the president that they held, and you know, they are working into finding out what really happened for them for this situation to be created. So I think we are in good hands. We can smile. You know, again, like they say, we have shamed the devil. The devil wanted to celebrate like he was winning. But he has shamed him again. God is always faithful, so he's still on the throne. So then there is also, I forgot, I think one thing I almost didn't mention, the reshuffles. What are your thoughts?
I'm of the view that actually these reshuffles were long overdue.
Yeah.
They really were long overdue. We really want to see these offices performing, not just somebody holding a position for the sake of it. Every Zambian, us in the diaspora as well, are anxious and eager to see some of these people convicted. We see a common man who is going to be convicted very quickly for stealing a spoon. But we read in the media about these huge sums of money that are found or that we read about, but these people are never convicted. That leaves a sour taste in the mouth, and would be very happy to see some of these big fish, you know, if we can see even just one of them behind bars, it would be comforting and would know that what we are fighting, this corruption that we are fighting, is then we are aggressive towards achieving our goals. I think that we still need more reshuffles. If you ask me, I really we still need to have the reshuffles even at other levels other than where they were done. We are still waiting and hopeful that that is going to happen soon, because we don't want to have people be very comfortable in those positions to a point where they stop really performing. What we want is performance in those positions. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I totally agree. In as much as there is this good news about this, what's her name, Faith, but I think Faith has got all those people, godfathers behind, because where
Yeah.
would she have taken that? Where would she have gotten that money from? That's a lot of money. And when they tabulate what she has, it's amazing. It's like 117 million in cash. And when we talk about reshuffles like the IG and the anti-corruption, I think they really need to work hand in hand in order to bring the people in who really committed the crimes to book. I don't know whether you have seen that picture or on Zambia something on the internet on Facebook, where what's this silly man of Kawushi? What is his name? I don't even like mentioning his name. This Bowman, he has put a lot of food on the table and showing off, saying there is no shortage of meal here. I don't know whether you have seen that kind. And we are still, these are people who made a lot of atrocities, and they are still walking. This, I honestly, even if they say they have acquitted her, Mumbi, whatever, Piri, honestly, for me, she should have stayed in jail. Where are we going wrong? What are we missing? How? I don't even know what to ask you, but what are we missing? What do you think is the problem?
I think really what is missing is we still have people that are sitting in those offices and shielding these people. So much so that we are failing to make a stand.
Madam Vice, we are heading the institutions.
Yes.
None of the institution is PF. I mean, the ministers. There are UPND ministers.
We took long. My take. I think that we took long to clean the system, if you like. And the people, the minister does not have the files and the information at his he may have at his disposal, but he's not on the ground to see where those files, where those cases are being handled. So if I am for, and then I see my people, I think that they were very clever. Obviously, they knew immediately power was lost. They knew that the first thing that was going to happen is that those people were going to be brought to book. So they had to act very quickly, very decisively, very deliberate to bury their tracks. And that is what has been happening. It is just unfortunate for some of those things that are coming out now that we are able to see them, like 17 million for somebody to have in a house. That is it is here in Europe. It can never happen.
117 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that image looks like.
Yeah.
Are you able to get me?
Yes, we can hear you, Chair.
Yes. Before we move forward, I just want to come back to one point on the shortages of meal. Because you asked, you said, how was the distribution of fertilizer and the like? The distribution of fertilizer this year has no effect of what happened last year. So we can only see that later when the harvest has been done, sometime maybe September, looking forward. Now, the president, if you followed him, he mentioned why this FISP didn't work well. There were people, what we call in German, Bereicherung, they were still pocketing the money. You can imagine we have people who don't fear. They don't have fear. How can, for example, at the Minister of Finance, 10 people, they have been still, even in the New Dawn government, have been still paying themselves allowances. You can imagine, illegal allowances. They are still doing. So that means we trusted them to say they have repented, but in the actual sense, that has not changed. And that is where we are. When we are talking about why has many things not been done, for example, those are some of the problems that we are having, because some people, we expected them to repent because we didn't want to punch every. You take the words of the president, if the Hakainde Hichilema had acted like the other person was talking about, to say they will see, once I hand back power to myself, they will all be jailed. I can tell you right now, would have had bloodshed in Zambia, people killing each other. But I think our president is very smart, and he came up with making sure the law takes its course. And it has also to do with how we campaigned. We campaigned for freedom of speech, not just taking people anyhow to jail. The president even himself announced, he said, no, we have to look at the law. No one should stay more than 24 hours behind cells and all those things. So those things, they have really a very big effect. But let's look at the positive things that this thing has brought about. One of the things that we cannot buy, no matter what, it is peace and life. We cannot go and buy it on the street. It is only how people can behave and act. That is the only chance we can preserve peace. That's the only chance we can see that people, they are living in harmony. No one is being killed about. Look, just one word, no cadarism, no beating people anyhow. And it is really happening. I was in Zambia. Those boys, they've changed. They are no longer what they are. If it was those days, they would just lift you up. Yeah, if you are not killed, you are lucky. So let's look at this positive aspect of what the government has done. But I'm telling you, no matter how long it's going to take, the arm of the law is going to catch up with these people. The president said recently that before even he appointed new judges, he said that they have formed a fast track courts that are going to be trying. And he even told those who are doing that cases should not take more than 90 days. So we are yet to see from our judges if they can implement this, because in some cases, you don't even need evidence. Evidence is already there on the table, plain and clear. So that is where we are. We need to change, for example, this law that SATA and the like have been using, of just, getting someone without any reason. You put them behind bars and they stay there. Some have rotten there, some have died there. No, it is inhuman. We have just to follow the law. Like here in Germany, if you make a mistake, they will take you to court. You are proved guilt. And if you're proved guilt, that is actually the end of you. That is the end of you. You cannot even shout in public. Just like they are politicians, when they are finished with their service, you don't hear them talk about anything again. If we can just emulate some of these good things, I think Zambia is going to be a good country to live. I know it pains every one of us, it pains us, but let's also look at what has happened, the positive things that it has brought. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that goes without saying, Chair, what the positives are, because the positives are many, and this is, I think, maybe I'm just being so personal, taking it too personal, because when the president said no cadarism, I was in Zambia, I was in that stadium, I was there during the inauguration. It ended instantaneously. So which means the PF had the power to stop that cadarism as well instantaneously, but they abused all of us. Each one of us felt it one way or the other, the way they abused that power. So the positives that the UPND government under His Excellency has achieved so far, and there are more to come. They go without saying. They go without saying, but the negatives will always be there because, like Madam Vice said, there are still those ones who still believe PF will come back. And they are still in government offices. They are still being, abusing abusing the freedom that they are enjoying right now, because they know that, okay, the president said we are not going to revenge, we are not going to be like them, we are going to be above them, and they have taken advantage. They've taken advantage. So they are there. Look at, for instance, the Minister of Health. She has been having a hard time because of the directors that were under her who were undermining her. You know, that's just one example, but there are so many who are undermining. And I think for me, all these reshuffles are welcome. But like Madam Vice said, we need to get more people out for us to survive. You know, look at us. Can you imagine we are already almost 2 years? We are just remaining with a few months to 2 years, and Faith is still enjoying 117 million kwacha. So these are the things we are talking about. You know, I didn't get your name, but I'll call you our guest from Philadelphia. I see you now. Do you want to chime in?
Yes, no, I just wanted to agree with all of you that we have been slow in implementing our strategy. There are many examples, but the example I'm going to use is the change of ambassadors or high commissioners. There are some countries like the United States, the UK, Australia, maybe South Africa, and the other places. Those embassies should have been changed on day one.
Mm-hmm.
Today is inauguration of the new president. Tomorrow, you change all the system, all these ambassadors. No, but some of them in the small countries like Congo, probably we would not care when they come back, you know, because these people were given opportunity to hide evidence. You know, you hide something. I mean, we are all human beings. I can hide something, you know. So as a result, we have found ourselves in a quandary that we don't know how to. I don't know how these appointments are made, but I got a case recently of somebody who was appointed to some embassy. That this person was fully PF. So I don't know how the vetting system situation is, but we need to help our president. We support our president 100%, but you know, some of his people are still under PF, and they are hoping to come back at the help me please to do that. Yeah. Anyway, that is what I just wanted to make a comment on.
Oh, thank you very much.
Is
Yes,
Mrs. Linda Kazetu around in that area?
she's
Yes.
even here. She has just
Akumire
Yeah.
kugwadde Rwanda gwamba nati mubanze babbululu bangu bonse benendambo bali gogo.
Yeah, there we
I
are.
guess we're looking forward for the wedding, yeah? Linda is having the
Oh
wedding.
yeah, maybe we'll meet. You'll see the real Monsanje now.
Unfortunately, I'm not coming, Kamboka Gonchito.
Oh, okay. Okay,
I
that
just
is
pass my
okay.
greetings when you meet everyone.
No, thank you. Auntie Foster just called me a few minutes when we were on this meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
all right. Thank you so much. You see, the family is growing. So, Linda, why are you hiding? Bring back your face. We want to see it. Bring it back. Stay on, because we want to hear your contributions. When you were speaking the first time, I think we couldn't hear you clearly. But when you talk about family matters, you're very clear. So let's try you again.
Okay.
Over to you, Linda.
Well, I was not even on the phone with my aunt in UK now, so I don't even know where to start from.
No, we were talking about corruption. We spoke about the commodity, which is of course the maize. Why there was a artificial shortage, and of course we delved into the corruption, the 117 million, and now we are just flowing with the flow.
To start with, corruption can never end if we still have PF members in our camps.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how much we push, it's like there's a blocking something that the block, it is blocking you. Because those PF members.
I was talking to somebody, Linda. I don't know whom I was talking to in Zambia, and I was saying, the point that I've even raised here, we are there. Okay, we are at the pinnacle. The minister is UPND. The permanent secretary is UPND. So how are we allowing these people to still take control of us? Let me put it that way.
You know, the PF was not stupid. PF embraced each and every of its members, and then we come up positions. So even if you removed me as an SG, you still have Nancy, who is part of PF and is in the office. And the PF, they are very loyal to their leaders.
Are we not?
That's why if you see, even if there's something good about UPND, they don't broadcast it. It's not in the medias.
Yeah, but Linda, you know, I'm being attacked. I'm sure you see how I am in the Team Sylvia group.
Yeah, I know.
I'm always asking questions and throwing punches here and there. Where is our Minister of Information? And for me, after the reshuffles, I think you saw in the team, I said the next person to be fired should be the Minister of Information, because there is so much that is happening. Good things, a lot of achievements. And this woman is just seated doing makeup.
It's not about sitting doing makeup.
What is it about?
Even if you, Regina, you were in her position, you are surrounded in that office with PF members. No matter how you would try to penetrate, they are blocking you.
No, as a minister.
So, and then the other thing is, the problem is coming from the head. You know, our president is trying to embrace everyone.
She's the minister.
But trying to embrace everyone, whether PF or UPND, that is where those rotten fish are. That is why each government, when it comes, it clears off any person who was in the position at that time with the current government. But with us, we've embraced the thieves to allow them change the data to say I didn't steal, because that ample time they were given, they've changed a lot of things.
They have changed a lot of things.
Yes.
I totally agree. We have given them, we have relaxed. We are going in with kids' gloves. But what I'm saying, who is stopping the Minister of Information to say that what the president has done about NAPSA? Let me give you what is happening. Let me tell you what is happening with these appointments, the reshuffles. Because for me, I would be always on the giving a press briefing about these achievements. Trust me, if the PF came and says we said we are going to protest over Millimil, they could have protested under this IG. They could have protested.
Yeah.
But if somebody, just like the Minister of Information, puts in word, who can stop the Minister of Information to put in word and say this is what we have achieved? It's not every day. It can even be every 3 months, quarterly. Why is she so quiet? Because by PF on small thing, mouse sampa nasenda kawunga pamutwe. Going somewhere. silly publicity. All those were political stunts. We are not asking to be as stupid as they were. We are asking for information to show that our president, what he promised, he's doing it.
He's delivering.
Because everything that he promised on the campaign trail, we are seeing it's being achieved. It's not him to go and start saying, "Oh, I have done this, I have done this, I have done this." Why is the Minister of Information there?
May I just come in?
Yes,
Yes, Nancy.
I want to draw you back a little bit to, I think, the strategy that the president has in letting the people that were in the office to continue with what they are doing. I think if we are going to break this cycle of every government coming in, you get rid of the people and then you bring in your people, which was the trend before in the previous governments. I think this cycle will never be broken, where civil servants are there to work and save the government of the day, regardless of which government comes into power. The civil servant is supposed to be non-partisan. That is what it is understood, or what it is supposed to be. But if this cycle is not broken, if the cycle is not broken, it will never, ever be broken. And I think that the president has taken a stance where he's saying he wants to change the narrative. But our people, it would take a long time for that to sink in the people's minds that this is how the norm should be. In a way, I think it is a good thing that the president has taken this stance to change the narrative. We really have to leave something behind where we are building, we are making a new platform, a new foundation for the politics that we're going to have ahead of us. I know that in Africa, well, us in Zambia inclusive, we always look at the next term, we should win the next term and so on. But I think that we should also change how we do politics, really. We cannot have a situation where every time you come, it is new. People can never settle. So if this works for the president, for example, if this works, like we have now achieved that we have no cadarism anymore, people are going to get used to the idea that you should not be beaten for putting on regalia for the party that you are supporting. If this sinks in people's minds and another party comes and then they want to bring that, there will be instant rejection to those kinds of politics, because people have gotten used to the good things that we have planted right now. What people are used to seeing is violence. Even the people, our own people, are also used to seeing ngatwaisa mupawa, we should eat. That is what we all have within us. We are in power and we should see this, because that is the narrative that has been there all the time. We need to change this one. We need to change how we see politics. I know because we are just beginning this one. It is going to be very hard for people to understand this concept, for people to change their mindset, for people to accept that this is new now. This is this direction that we are leading to. But this will only be appreciated later. Maybe people will not appreciate what the president is doing right now, but later, we'll look back and say, this is our doing. We are breaking grounds, I think. Thank you.
Yeah. No, that's completely true, because if we have to change the narrative, we have to start from somewhere. And as much as you have said that we have seen where the president is coming from in order to change this narrative, which will be really, really, really difficult, because obviously you can't fire all the civil servants because they are PF or they are whatever. The problem that we had, PF members who are civil servants who were not supposed to be showing their party affiliation did it with impunity.
Yeah.
they did it with impunity in such a way that, you know what, I can wear my regalia in office. Some of them were wearing them under their shirts.
Yeah.
You know, they were doing that. So to clear that will take time. Having said that, that doesn't stop the Minister of Information to broadcast what our achievements.
Yeah.
You know, because that if we say, okay, let us wipe out all the PF cadres, 20 years later when we are not in power, or 30 years later when UPND is not in power, the same trend of firing the UPND members will come back again. So like you rightly said, Vice, it's the president is being tactical. He's setting a foundation whereby if you see me wearing red, you won't accuse me of something. If you see me wearing green, you know, it's so funny at my office, the politics are the same in Africa, because the ruling party now is green and the opposition is red. So when I go to the office wearing something red, you should see how they look at me. But I'm not even from Sierra Leone, you know. But because the opposition now is green, and I mean is red, and when I go wearing something green, everybody's like, oh, you look nice, you look nice, you look nice. Let me go in red. Everybody will be like I've sought them out. You can imagine how bad that has ingrained in people's minds, not only in Zambia, but in other countries. It's the same, Democrats and Republicans. They all fight. But again, what, like you said, what we have missed is we have taken too long to clean them. But you know what? Us within, and even them, they are seeing the change. But you know, because they are bandits, they will never accept and say what is being done is good. They will always find a place to criticize, and that's okay. It's okay to criticize. It's okay. But you know what? Give credit where it's due. Rachel, what's your take?
No, you are 100% right. You know, we are seeing something different. We are used to whereby when you have a minister of information, the person is vocal. It's the first time we are seeing someone who is silent. I rarely hear her speak. Sometimes you see maybe written statements, but her coming publicly on television and speak about these things, you know, even defending the government, she doesn't do that. Maybe it is her way of doing things, because I remember one time she was explaining, she said that she's heading a big grouping of people, that they say that even cabinet, other ministries and the like, they all fall under him. So sometimes someone is sent to speak on her behalf, but that is not good enough, because, you know, we need someone who's going to stand when something good happens. Like now, I was so worried, because when I heard about NAPSA bill being signed, it came from the president. It didn't come from the Minister of Information. She was supposed to, once that bill, the president signed it, before even the president goes on his Twitter or on his Facebook page or wherever, she would have gone to ZNBC and informed the nation to say, this is what has happened. This is where we are. Like that, you are building a good image, not only for the government, but also for the party that you belong to, because that is what people will be looking at. They want to see activity, you know. And now coming to the question of reshuffles and other things, the president, he can do two things to solve this problem. Number one, if I was to be the president of Zambia, because of the kind of rot that is there in the system, I'll just declare all vacancies free. Let Zambians pry afresh. You know, that way No one is going to blame you because you have given everyone equal chances to apply, because then you can censor those who are not with you. It becomes much easier. I'll tell you, like, for example, what Kagame did. Kagame, when he came into power, he said that we are going to rebuild Rwanda. And he didn't care whether you had a mansion, whether you have a villa or what. It was destroyed, and new structures were built for equality everywhere, that no one is looked better than the other. I remember even here in Germany after the Second World War, they did that. After the war, everyone get 50 Deutschmark, everyone. But when it comes out, we apply our knowledge, how we use money, how we do this. Others are so poor than the way they were those days, and others have become so rich. Yes, coming back to the Minister of Information, and I think the rest of the cabinet. I remember talking to someone and we are discussing, and I suggested to him, I said, you people talk to the president. Why don't you advise him to have what we call in business PKIs? These are performance indicators, key, what is it called? Performance key indicators. So you variate people and see how they have performed, because that is what determines whether someone is working well or not. I mean, there are some ministries, we don't even know what they are doing. We don't know. They are there, but there is not really much that you can talk about them. I can give an example. The Minister of Community Development, I don't know what they do. I have to be very honest. I don't know. Yeah, so those are the two things I can give if I was to advise the president. Mr. President, to have a clean name, no one should blame you. Declare all vacancies where you see that there is filthy free, and make PKIs for your government, and you'll be done, and you'll be on a safe place. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Linda, when you swallow, it will be your turn.
Share every day.
Yeah. Our Regina, today you've got me off that.
3-star and 4-star. That's $50.
I don't know. There's some
tokens.
So no one.
Something coming from the background. I don't know from who.
That's $150.
It's from me. It's from Linda.
We are live. Don't forget that.
Get $4.50 worth of VDL tokens per day.
Linda, mute yourself.
To become a 3.
So you can unmute yourself if that thing is gone.
No, she needs to swallow first, and then she will bring her on. Hi, Linda. Yeah. So yeah, but Chair, that's very true. You see, these are the things we are talking about. When we had abantu abachenjela bathi, you know what, I need to show what my boss is doing. Honestly, they would be jumping on the bandwagon, not even on the bandwagon. They would be jumping to show how much work is being done, because that man is not sleeping. The president is exhausted. And some of them are even gutsy to even say that is micromanaging. Yes, of course, if you're not doing anything, what do you want him to do? What do you want him to do? Micromanagement, Bakonka, when you're not doing anything, because you are given an assignment, because a ministry is an assignment. Bless you. A ministry is an assignment. You need to do your part and show what you're doing. But our Minister of Community, Fish Bachita, because the likes of these, what's her name? Mutale Mwanza's nonsense. If I was that minister, as a woman, all that nonsense that is going on social media about these girls, what they are saying, that when we were in Zambia, or even at our age, we were afraid to say. They are saying it on public forums, and the ministers who are in charge of these disciplines are just quiet. Our country is losing morals because these girls, in the name of fame, are doing so many things to discredit all of us as Zambians.
Mm.
And we have the vice president, who's a woman. We have our ministers about Tulelumblaba, at what's her name, Doreen Mwamba. Why can't they say something on these things that are happening in Zambia? PF, Mumo never PF, no, they created that Reverend Ministry of Reverends or whatever it was called.
PF for Rungu.
Yes.
Pastors
They
for Rungu.
created that. But we have a ministry where this woman is a mother. And you see all these girls doing nonsense on social media in the name of fame. If we couldn't even think of such things. You know, we were 11, 12 years old, but we could never think of those things. I'm 70 years to akulafe innocently because there was discipline. Where do we start from? Is the discipline again Nuba PF Balengele, or the leadership is not controlling it?
It's the leadership.
It's the leadership. Because if these women are put in these positions, I've never heard her. The only time I saw that woman is when she went to see Abena Pamela. That was the first time and last time I saw her. No one knows what she does. And these are the reshuffles we are talking about. I don't know about Vice what you think.
I actually agree with you. I think that we really need to do much more to preserve our morals and values, and our culture as a people, because to ever polarize, with the Western culture, all these movies that we watch, we just bring them, we import all of these things, we copy, you want to be a celebrity. Now in Zambia, you can be a celebrity for being stupid, actually, for doing anything silly, you become a big celebrity. You just watch these girls that are held in so high esteem for really just coming on Facebook and, doing all sorts of, disgusting things. And then they are revered as being celebrities. I think that we are copying the wrong things, really. We are copying the wrong things. As to what these ministries are doing, I don't know whether most of these ministries are supposed to have a PR office, to enlighten the people about what a particular ministry does. We cannot see what a minister is doing, because it seems that everybody now is concentrated on what the president is doing. Whatever the president. But what these ministers are doing, we don't know whether they are doing nothing. That's why they are not highlighted, or because their PR is weak. That's why we don't see it. But it is really a sad situation, and it brings me back to our media teams. I think we could do much more as media, as UPND media. When you see PF with how aggressive they are with their media teams, I know that with them, maybe their agenda is not good, because their aggressivity is just to patch up and hide, their misdoings. That's the reason why they are loud, so that nobody looks at what they are doing. Just hear. They make you hear what they want you to hear, and not to see what they are really doing. If we could be that loud on the things that are happening, and if we could change a little bit our mindset, instead of from the complaining point of view, because we are loud at complaining, I think we should appreciate more the things that are happening now. I don't know whether abantu bali efimona, or in area when you give somebody a finger, they want the whole hand, because you remember that woman that was dragged out of office because she was suspected to be a UPND member.
Yes.
That is, when you look back, And these people should be very appreciative when you look back and you saw such things happening. And here we are, where we are at right now, how things are moving. Really, anybody with 5 senses should appreciate that we are headed in the rightful direction. It shouldn't be the only reason why people are complaining, and this PF as well, and they are guarding, is because they were used to having handouts. That is not what we are headed. That is not what we want to teach our people. We want to teach our people to earn, not to just get handouts. Nga wali obwali bwakupera obwali pambale walya, like right now. You walai kuta for now, but you'll be hungry again later. We want you to be able to eat 3 times, not just for now. I know somebody may just say, yeah, mlela and because he went and so on. No, but the principle of what is happening is for us to be able to have these opportunities. And those opportunities are put, when you look at the CDF, that is what it is meant for somebody to be able to start a small business, which is going to sustain them a little bit longer than just having, but you know, the way they were lining up, Pitani minister, that propaganda is easier to do, I think. That kind of propaganda where somebody is going to line up people, whatever, how much they were giving them. It is easier to do. But if you are teaching somebody a skill so that that person can be able to sustain themselves longer term, they don't see the results like right now. But that is something that they will be able to appreciate for the rest of their lives. They are set, you know. So what take away, our media teams or the PR offices in these ministries should be seen to be working. As far as I'm concerned, I know that each ministry have a PR. It has a PR office there. And those PR officers should be seen to be working in those offices so that we highlighted whatever it is that they do. We are saying we don't know because we don't see. But how can we see? Only if somebody is saying this is what we are doing, you know? Those government newspapers, Daily Mail and whatever, I don't know what they write in there, really. Umulomo, we are so much, even the media newspapers that people read, the pages on Facebook, they will follow all those. They're not even ashamed to say, there's a paper called Umulomo, you know that?
Oh, really?
It's something like that. And people will flock there. They will run to go and read you in Umulomo. If somebody, this one is beefing against this one, it is unbelievable, really, what as a people, you know, people afford bundles to read what this one is beefing with the other person, and so on. You can actually have a bigger following. We are struggling to get a following, but if we were talking about Umulomo, this one is against that one, this one, we have 1,000 followers in one sitting. But I think we want to let us be a little bit, you know, deliberate in the way we do things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree. And maybe talking about all these Umulomo and all these things, I think let's start. I mean, I have said before, I'm not very popular because I poke where the bees are seated. So I would want to poke this minister of something to come live on air so that we ask her why she's not saying anything about all this misbehavior from young girls in Zambia. Because no one is saying anything.
Yeah.
No one. Everybody is paying a deaf ear. And I don't know whether, you know, these ministers, they don't know how lucky they are to be ministers under HH. They don't really know. And they don't want to use that opportunity to shine. Because here's a man who wants results. Me, every time. Regina, this these ones, we don't even know what they are doing, for heaven's sake.
Yeah.
Linda, what are your closing remarks?
For me, if there was a way, that's why I said even Hamududu.
Yes. We are allowing Sean Zero to misbehave. Hamududu, yes, tell us.
We bring him on the panel because with Hamududu is the head. Maybe we tell him, all these people who fall under you, give them whether it's a 6 months to prove themselves that they're able to deliver. If in 1 year there's nothing which has been delivered, out, bring somebody else. Then you see everyone on their tiptoes working.
Yeah.
But then in Gatwa, 5 years and nobody's pushing me. That's why you never even hear, not even one minister talking in parliament.
No,
but
no.
we're just warming the seat. If there was something which could really make them sit up, everyone would be performing, whether because of wanting to hold on to that position.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? Even us as UPND Europe, we are the party, okay? We are the people that form the party. And it's not that we are criticizing to do whatever. No, it's to bring these people to book, because each one of you here, we all contributed in one way or the other. Looking at the landscape of what is happening in Zambia, first, we are safer being in our small corners in Europe. Let's be where we are, but let's not pay a blind eye to those underperformers. Because at the end of it, or when they talk about UPND, it's us.
Mm.
It's definitely us. That no shalimo akabamo. But if we're more tuli, we need, if you know, President Vach Kuku, if we want to cooperate, to la tobe show ulunsonga mumenso. We need to pop these people.
Yeah.
Because we can say we don't need jobs because we are happy where we are. But in the long run, we want some kind of responsibility from the leaders that have been appointed. It's not they are not the only ones who contributed to the party. All of us in our own small ways, we contributed. Each one of us.
Yeah.
The only difference that makes the difference between them and us, it's because if we're tuli kuno, so we are not on the ground tatule shumfwa inswa swashidia. But the ministers, those that we see that they are underperforming, people like what's her name? I don't know her name, but the community service. Let's find her and bring her. Yeah. Yes.
Mwamba, Doreen.
Doreen Mwamba.
Yeah.
Let's find her.
She's there.
Huh?
She's there in the group we are with the MPs.
She is, but how many ministers do you see speaking in that group? It's only Sylvia. It's only Sylvia who talks.
Because page it is
exactly
Sylvia's page, and then he brought in everyone.
Yes.
Maybe
we
these
are
others,
about, how many are we in that group?
Well.
How many are we in that group? We are more than 500.
Yeah, we are a lot.
We are a lot. We are a lot, and most of the ministers are in that group. So I think we need to have a Mama Kankasa, we need to have a Julia Chikamoneka, and we are the Julia Chikamonekas of this world.
Yeah.
Let's not leave it to UPND Zambia alone to do this. We can do it. We can make a change as a small group. We don't need to be 20. Just each one of us comes up with 2 questions for this woman, and we publicize it. I think what we are failing is to publicize our live stream. Let's publicize it. Let's continue doing this. And the moment we ingefine mwatlanda tkwali bati umulomo, the moment we bring in ababa ishbat ba umulomo twa chitafe mention at mutale mwanza a topic, you will see how many people will follow us on that day.
Olo Ben. Ati nina
Yes.
kangwa. Yowa pepe akapokolo kubutukana.
At Ben, what is his name? Ben Lombe. Ben Lombe.
Ben Lombe. Yeah. You know, they're saying Zambia is a Christian nation. Quite well, everybody understands that. But we've got people like the Ben, who you can tell, you can tell that this one is this one. Why should they allow such kind of a man be dressing like a woman and be behaving like a woman?
No, you know
what? To put him in his position, he'll stop. As long as everybody
on Ben Linda, on Ben I differ. You know why I differ? Ben, we see Kunama cross-dressers, they are hustlers. Ben is a hustler. The other day he was being interviewed by Simon Mwewa. You know how much he makes in a day? More than 2,000 euros. He's a hustler. He's not stealing. He's selling his product. He is selling his product. What is our Minister of Community selling?
Number when Ben is selling, already is promoting that.
No, you know, Linda, if Ben was really gay, I went to Kawata where his salon is. It's in the ghetto. If we walked with our leggings, I had to follow Kunoku Europe. That's where Ben is. In a place where he can be stoned, he can be beaten, he can be killed. Honestly. But because they know that Mungulu Fiawakwa Ben Ale Pangenda Lama, indeed, if he was really, really gay, that boy, trust me, he would have been in prison.
Mr. Lee's wife, Mr. Lee's Ben, in Afama rich women, or he does his fellow men.
Who?
Ben.
How? No. That alamungulu wakwa Ben kutwa twala mkweshiwa. Kutwa ya pila mwena shal. I'm telling you.
No, because the way he portrays himself, for me, Linda,
you are live. You are streaming live. Okay. I'm telling you, I've been to Kabwata where Ben is a saloon. Your saloon, no. It's very small. It's very, very small. It's not like he's in a posh place. Shan. No. It's Kantemba. Those things we call Utun Temba. Eka Kwata Ben. But because of Ukuibi Kidishapo, he has achieved what he wants to achieve. And you know what? When he goes live, you know, Wabamuteki, he's making money. The more followers, sometimes I feel live akwata 2.7 umungulunga fiaba nansi bachilanda. He knows what he's doing. He's making money. Nga aya fe live vale mutuka nga aisa hello my
church tashani abantu bene mkukonka ine mkupangolo pia.
Ale pangenda lama. Vakapokola ba Muzambia na wishwa. Idia pull me down ya ba Muzambia. Ben, they would have finished him a long time if he was really gay. Is a dress crosser. You and I were in Europe. We are exposed to these people. We are exposed to these people. Let's not fall in the trap of Zambians that he is gay. He's not gay, but his mannerism, whatever Ben, kupangenda lama. That's what he is doing. He's making money because the moment he goes live, foolishness ya Zambia hii shileko, ingawaku kana kuli celebrity nishinwa celebrity. Ngawaku tobo olupi kuli celebrity nwa celebrity. Efiriko ku Zambia. Ngawatu kanensele azumu anakashinwa celebrity. That is what is happening. Where are our morals? And this is why because we are cleaning the system, even traditionally, we need to clean the system. And these people who are holding high offices should be brought to book to be answerable. Ama morals, yes, batwelekwisa.
Yeah.
Batwelekwisa. You know, our children who are born here, who are exposed to this nanny, they can never behave in Zambia the way the Zambians are behaving at all. No, we don't do such nonsense. We don't. And honestly, on that note, I would like us to look out for Doreen Mwamba and bring her here. And let her ask her questions.
Okay, then I'll reach out to her tomorrow afternoon.
Reach out to her.
That we want to host her.
We want to host her. We want to know. And these people, they need to be hearing tough questions from us. Because when Linda inengana sevana, bonse mwebali apa baka milumbula.
Exactly.
Oh, we know Regina through by Isaac.
Yeah.
We know Regina through by Nancy, but it's just these broadcasts. They don't know me. So the moment my name is destroyed, your names are destroyed.
It's true.
Then the moment one minister's name is destroyed, is the whole UPND. And we don't want that.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
I'll write to her tomorrow.
We have a lot to talk about. There is so much good things that are happening on the ground, and we need to embrace that. And let's point out at those that are not going right. And on that note, from me, I'll just give each one of you 15 seconds to wind up, and then we close. But Chair, the man in the house.
All right. Thank you so much. I've done just to say, well, it was powerful again. I think we really touched so many topics. Let's keep this place burning. Don't worry about what you see. It is because we didn't prepare. We need to do more preparations. So everything has been said. We're not going to repeat. I just want to say that next week, Monday, we are privileged to host Max Mue. He's going to moderate. He said he's preparing, even if he's in China. He said he's going to prepare about this. It touches his heart. So let's be ready. By moderator, we have to ask this man questions because he's very well vested with knowledge, not just about UPND, but government policies and many other things that comes out from his background as a journalist. So we have to make this, and please, immediately gives me the picture. We shall start advertising. Share these things to your groups. Tell people, let them come. This platform, I extended it. It can hold to 200 people, 250 people. The majority, they can be on Facebook, YouTube, or the like. We don't care. And we are going to connect as well the other UPND channels. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Vice, and then Linda.
Thank you very much. It was a wonderful discussion. It was a very wonderful interaction. Always a pleasure to come on this live. We are in different countries, people. We are in Germany. We have our sister representing us from Belgium, hence our name, UPND Europe chapter. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Please share our page, like it, follow us, and we'll see you next week. I will not repeat what we have discussed because we touched on a number of topics, and we as UPND Europe chapter, we are very passionate about what is happening back home, and we would like to be a solution-oriented group. As such, we are going to be presenting a lot of programs that are aimed at finding solutions for people back home. So we thank you once again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next week at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Linda.
I just want to thank everyone and the listeners. If I've got any followers, sorry, I'm trying to call Maria because that's why I said we can have Achta muting. Maybe he's in the meeting. She was supposed to say something, which I requested for a brief meeting after this one. So she talked to me, then I said, I think we can have a meeting after this meeting. So basically, just want to thank everyone, and let's keep forging forward in what we are passionate about. And for me as an SG, I'll just encourage those who are not with us, at least they should create time. I think each and every person who is here, we just have to create time. Nobody has that free time just to be lazing around. Look at our moderator. She even said she's not feeling well, but she's with us. That is commitment. So I can't be talking about it when I can't even show my commitment. Prove yourselves to say you can do this job. Then you are well to come to the team. Not to my meetings, you don't say absent or you don't say any excuse. Don't you think even us we can create excuses just to have our own space? But because of the commitment and the love we have for this party, that is why we call ourselves to come here so that we learn together. Not our because we can't keep on every Monday sharing meetings on what we discuss. Be present. You hear first-hand information from each and every speaker instead of going back to meetings. I thank you, everyone, and I hand over to Maria.
So let me just end the program for today. Thank you so much. We are going to see each other. Please prepare yourselves. We have a very huge task ahead of us as next week and the other weeks to come. Bye-bye for now.
No, Maria is in. I'm long.